All right, everyone, come on in. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining me. As always, take a second to make yourself comfortable. Scoot up in that chair of yours, grab your favorite beverage. I know I've heard from a lot of you, so I'm very happy to hear that we cross all the time zones, basically. So we have people from 5 a.m. to 10:30 in the evening, all over the globe, all different time zones. So we have people drinking their coffee and also drinking their beers. And there's scotch and sodas. So with that in mind, I'll just say whatever beverage makes you happy, whatever time you're watching this. And it's always fun. I can't wait to live stream when we know we're going to have a decent crew. That'll be a fun to talk to everyone individually, and everyone can post where they're from and what they're doing and what they're downing and all that kind of good stuff. And it'll be a lot more personal that way. So this is something I've been wanting to do for a while because this is really tied into having the collection open when it's finally open. And as always, though, take a second to please subscribe. And I know some of you have already done so, and you hate me saying it over and over. But unfortunately, this is what these platforms want you to do, is just keep begging and begging and begging for subscribers. Yes, this is what they want. They want you to keep asking, please subscribe, please subscribe, please subscribe. That's what makes the algorithms favor you. So with that out of the way, this is to address what will ultimately be the improved quality of the video. So I finally broke down, and part of the reason I did this is because I've been stockpiling my American Express reward points for years and years and years. So I finally decided to splurge. Now, not all of this was covered by the rewards program, but quite a bit of it was. And so I upgraded the camera scenario. Now, this isn't going to transition right away, but at some point, I will be using this equipment that you see here. So first, this is going to be the one item I unbox, since I'll title this video a unboxing. And this is the Sony A7 IV, which was released, I believe, kind of later part of last year. And you know, with technology, you hate to invest in a way because it always changes, right? So, you know, but I said, look, I can't wait forever, and there's supply shortages. So let's unbox this thing first and foremost and see what the camera is going to be like. I'll give you some specs on it. Now, I'm not like some kind of professional photographer. So first of all, we see that even Sony is made in China. Lucky us. Is there anything that's not made in China? Maybe that's just whatever's in this pouch. The packaging is kind of flimsy, you know, in that it's just paperwork stuff. Get this out of the way here. And of course, in the background there is an extra battery, my first lens. All right, so what you have in here, look at this. You get one strap. My God, it looks like they put it in a bag or something. What the heck is that? Well, so the camera's here. Man, they give you... So you don't even get like styrofoam? That's weird. Is it maybe because there's a lithium ion in there? Could that be the case? So what does the camera look like? Wow, it's in a freaking paper bag. I don't know. All right, so here's the Sony A7. This is a hybrid camera. And by that it means it does video and photo with equal dexterity, I'm told. And I wanted something that was hybrid. So there's no lens. Over here, what I did is, by watching YouTube photographers, this camera, if you were to, for some reason, which I wouldn't, but if you do, like, just for resolution, want to do, I think more like a 7K, it does like a 1.5 crop, something like that. So by getting more of a wide angle, 16 by 35 with a 2.8 aperture, is that what we call it? It compensates for the crop. And what else is in this bag here? Is it a jar of mustard, maybe? Let's see. It's a Sony E mount. They gave you another lens in here? That's surprising. I didn't think this came with a lens. So we got another lens. That's pretty cool. Now, I was planning on getting... Well, before I go on, let me tell you, this camera is a 33 megs, the full frame sensor, and or megapixels. It can shoot 10 frames a second, has in-body stabilization. You can oversample 4K, from 7K up to 30 frames a second, which is going to be smooth video. 4K at 60 frames per second. In Super 35 APCC mode, whatever the hell that is, 10-bit video, HEIF stills captures, H.265 video, S-Cinetone color mode. It has a 3.69 million OLED viewfinder, so the viewfinder is pretty nice. Twin card slots, including the CF Express, so the very fast data transfer, and it has the full Bluetooth connection. So, for me, because I do a lot of the outdoor stuff with the beachy stuff that you guys see, I wanted something that I felt was going to serve that dual function of both tracking, because this has really the technology on the tracking, and I think this is a flip out screen, which is good for video. Although, does it? I don't want to break it out. I'll have to look at the way this thing can be positioned. The screen, the viewfinder is probably where you're going to look at most. But in other words, say if I'm on the beach and I want to shoot birds, this does the bird eye tracking stuff. So you could track even sporting events, but even for the robots, if I want to shoot the robots, I can hone in on the eye of a robot, and it hopefully the autofocus will track it. So this hopefully will provide some unbelievably crisp videos. And again, more or less for when the collection is up and running publicly. And then I decided to get a flash. Now, the location itself is going to be, my office will be set up also as a kind of a studio live streaming. And one of the reasons when I say it's not going to happen right away is this is my smallest tripod here. Okay, and you see how tall this is? This is at its lowest setting. So unfortunately, the reason I don't use... And I had other cameras. Now, I used to have an old Sony Mavica, which I used to shoot on floppy disks. And I hope Jeremy, my photography guru, watches this, because he can give me a lot of tips on setting this thing up. But this is really tall. If I tried to shoot the toys, I'd be pointing straight down. It's not a good look. It doesn't look good for the toys. So when I'm on the floor, I need something that's relatively short to mount whatever camera I'm using, even if it's the iPhone. But anyway, that's a look at what eventually will be. Now, whether I do it prior to the collection opening, that remains to be seen. I'm going to try, but I need time to learn all this crap too. But I thought it'd be fun to share this with you guys, because we'll see if this Sony A7, it's got very good reviews. It's got a ton of features. Like I said, and I have to learn it all. I feel like I need to go to photography school to learn the features of this camera. And, in closing, one of the reasons, I could have actually got something like a Leica, and I have a pair of Leica binoculars. I should show you guys. I almost did an unboxing for those. The optics on Leica are phenomenal. I mean, these binoculars are spectacular. They're great for somebody that's on the beach that wants to look at the wildlife, sometimes when the dolphins or the whales pop up. But but besides being pricey, on their cameras, I felt like the technology, they use a lot of Panasonic technology, which I think is the Lumix. So they have like the bodies milled out of solid magnesium, things like that, or aluminum. That stuff is cool, but I felt like they're lagging on like auto tracking, things like that. So I just said, you know what? I mean, really, at the end of the day, I think the optics give you a pretty good on the stills, but on the video side of it, I thought that they were like a little weak. And this, as far as the megapixels, 33 is even still high for what I thought. I almost went with their, more like a dedicated video camera, because these files are going to be big. When you shoot like, whether it's pictures or videos, you got some cameras now that are 100 megapixels. I don't want to deal with that kind of file size. I want files that are manageable, and hopefully everything's just going to stay contained in the cards. But even at the most modest editing, if I needed to, I just don't want to, the load times and dealing with that kind of file size and transferring those file sizes. I'd rather just have something that's more manageable. But anyway, that's a look at like the A7S and just some preliminary specs that I gave you and what my intentions are. So hopefully it'll work. And if you're a camera guru and you want to send me some tips, feel free to do so. But as always, appreciate your time. Hope you enjoy this weekend. And thumb up the video if you like this kind of weird divergence from the norm. And with that, I'll talk to you later.